Shalom, shalom, Makim. Welcome to GMS Gallows on the Streets. Want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakakudash, whom I worship. Double honors to my elder apostles, the great millstone, who taught me this word in sincerity and truth, and who rule well. And salutations to all the Akim who are bringing forth the gospel, even to the time of the end. Salutations to all you Akim. This is the Elder Sakaran from the GMS New York camp. And I ran into this article today. They caught my attention, and of course, it's dealing with the the thermonuclear missiles, and this whole situation that's been happening between the U.S. and Russia, dealing with the INF ban, the INF treaty banned, and um, so I just want to do quick little lesson on this because this is pertinent to prophecy and what's going to happen in the near future. Dealing with the the third world war. So I'm gonna read this article, and then as always, I'll put this link in the description box below. And please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell. So I'm gonna read the article, the title of the article, proceed to read the article, and then go into some scriptures. So the title of this article is Putin. U.S. quitting INF created fundamental risks for all, paved way to unrestrained arms race. It says Russia won't be the first to deploy INF banned munitions and will act only in response to potential U.S. actions. President Vladimir Putin has said, warning that the U.S. decision to withdraw risks an unrestricted arms race. The unilateral withdrawal from the INF Treaty by the U.S., the destruction of one of the basic documents on arms control based on an imaginary pretext, has seriously complicated the situation in the world and created fundamental risks for everyone, Putin said on Monday. The decision to ditch the landmark 1987 Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty will hark back to other accords on strategic nuclear weaponry and non-proliferation. Putin cautioned, if the system crumbles, it will give way to an arms race and worldwide chaos without any rules, restrictions, and laws. As it reads, Moscow, however, will not rush to develop land-based intermediate-range missiles after the demise of the treaty. Russia will only act if the U.S. proceeds with actual designing this weaponry. According to Putin, potential deployment of any such missiles will only happen in response to Washington's actions, he added. Yeah, well, we know according to the scriptures that this is going to come to a head one day. According to prophecy, the Lord is going to put it into the minds of the Russians to more than likely make the first strike, so to speak. And we also know that the EU nations, okay, they're gonna come against America, and they're gonna strike as well. So, this thing is gonna, in the near future, this thing is gonna come to a head because it has to, um, so that we, the lost tribes of the nation of Israel can get back into our land. The Lord has to cleanse our land from these foul people, man. Those so-called Jews, Amalek, and whatever other heathen is in our land, man. And this is the sweeping instrument that the Lord's going to use to clean the land so that we could get back in it. And also, this is the sweeping instrument that's going to clean and purge this continent known as America. And according to prophecy, no one will live here. I'm going to go to the book of Isaiah, the 34th chapter. That's the scripture that came to mind. So this is Isaiah the 34th chapter in the first verse, and it says, "Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies." Yeah, that's why he's gonna gather all the nations' armies together in one location. Is known as the Valley of Jehoshaphat, or Yehoshaphat, right? The Lord will judge, and he's gonna judge all the armies there. Um, and you know the region. Let me see. I can pull up a map. And so this is what they show in the Google images. It shows the land of Megiddo, and when you translate that into Hebrew, it's Magadwan, right? Because the word har, like har and like Armageddon, har, it means mountain, and God won its troops. So they're saying that this is the place, and this is, which is right here in damn near, in the land of Israel, right? Now, but it's not only that area, okay? It's that whole, what they call the Fertile Crescent, for going from Euphrates and the Persian Gulf region all the way here to the Mediterranean Sea. That whole region is the battlefront, okay? Where this great battle is going to take place. It's going to be all the nations of the world, man, and the Lord's going to send them there for that one purpose, and that's that, so that pretty much they could all destroy themselves, just for us, man, just so that we could come, the children of the Heavenly Father could come back into our land, because we were scattered because we broke the law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father. So now we're coming back to the realization that we are the children of the Heavenly Father, and the Heavenly Father is accepting us because we came back and accepted his ways, his law, statutes, and commandments, man. And that and we have acknowledged that we had went off, right? Yes, we don't know, what's gonna you know trigger, what's gonna cause the nations to go to war, right? Just many situations, right? But we all know this, that the common enemy of the nations is the U.S., man. Esau over here in the U.S. So any fucked up shit they do could cause this to go down. But we know that it's the Lord causing it and controlling it, to fulfill His purpose, right? So I'm gonna go back to Isaiah 34, the 34th chapter. So it says, "For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter." Right? This is in the future. This is obviously, right? Because the nations are still around now. So, this is, and when this happens, this is not saying that he's gonna destroy all the nations. What he's saying is the armies, man. You know, and their rulership. He's gonna put their rulership under his feet. Okay, and then he's gonna rule, because the Heavenly Father gave him total power here on earth to control all things, man. That's what happened when when Yahweh Shai was crucified. He gave up the spirit. He resurrected, and he went back up to the Heavenly Father to sit on his right hand. Stephen saw that. When Stephen, before Stephen got stoned, the Lord opened Stephen's eyes, and he saw Yahweh Shai sitting at the right hand of Yahweh. All right, so the Lord's been waiting all that time, which to him is not a long time, and to come back and destroy this damn devil, man. All right, the Romans, because we are within the continuation of the Roman Empire. It says, "For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter." Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. Right, all the dead bodies of the soldiers, man, over there in the valley of decision, right, Armageddon. But also, over technically, there's not gonna be no dead bodies over here in America after they get hit with the missiles, because everybody's gonna turn to powder. Everybody's gonna disintegrate. Now hold up. Now let me get that. Okay. So this is let's begin here at Zechariah the 14th chapter and the ninth verse. Right. It says, "And the Lord shall be king over all the earth in that day." In that I'm sorry. In the Lord shall be king over all the earth. In that day shall there be one Lord, and his name one. All the land shall be turned as a plain from Jeba to Rimmon, south of Jerusalem, and it shall be lifted up and inhabited in her place, from Benjamin's gate unto the place of the first gate, unto the corner gate, and from the tower of Hanil unto the king's winepress. Yes, in other words, the land of Israel is going to be attacked, right, by Russia and all the nations that are in league, that are going to be in league with Russia to attack the land of Israel, and they're going to burn the land of Israel with thermonuclear missiles, and then after it's going to be raised back up so that we can inhabit it. All right. Now America's the only place. That's why I'm gonna go back to Isaiah the 34th chapter. America's the only place that would not be inhabited. And it says, and men shall dwell in it. Right after it's turned into as a plain, okay. After it's hit by missiles and hit and destroyed, men will dwell in it. And what men are gonna dwell in it? Well, Israelites, Israelite man, Israelite women, Israelite children, and we're gonna, and then the kingdom of heaven will begin here on earth, and men shall dwell in it, and there shall be no more utter destruction, but Jerusalem shall be safely inhabited. Yeah, after after the land, after these so-called Jews get destroyed by Russia and the other nations. Okay, then the real children of Israel will return, and then we'll dwell safely, because after that there will be no more war. Okay. Um, and that you can read about that in Isaiah the second chapter. And it says, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Right, and right along with the rest of their body, pretty much they're just gonna turn to dust because of the radiation and the heat. They're gonna melt. So let me go back to Isaiah the 34th chapter. All right, so it says they're slain. Yeah, that's what the point was trying to make, that there ain't gonna be no bodies left here in the land of America, because the 200 million missiles are gonna be shot, man. This is gonna be that lake of fire that was spoken of in the book of Revelation. So ain't nothing gonna be, ain't you're not gonna see no dead bodies just laying around and shit. Everything will be burnt up, flesh, bone, eyeballs, right? You name it. It says, and their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, right? The mushroom cloud. Let's get a picture of the mushroom cloud. And there you have it. Okay, a picture of a I believe this was the atomic bomb. You know, when they had tested it, but it's gonna be, the missiles that are gonna be shot are gonna be nuclear. Okay, they split the atom and made it that much more powerful, and the yield of these missiles is gonna create these what they call mushroom clouds, even greater than the one you see right here. And it looks like the heavens being rolled together as a scroll. All right, the prophets, when they received the visions, they didn't know exactly what it was. They try to explain it the best way they can. You know, Isaiah wasn't gonna say, this is a mushroom cloud created by a thermonuclear warhead or missile. So he explained it the best way that he could possibly can, um, and then he wrote it down. Okay, Isaiah 34:4. It says, "And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a fallen fig from the fig tree." And yeah, because the figs, the elder apostle Tahar brought this out. The figs that fall from the fig tree is synonymous with the missiles falling onto the earth. Okay, so the figs falling from the fig tree is like the missiles being shot and uh, hitting the land. Okay, it says, "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven," and the Lord's sword is the missiles, the thermonuclear missiles, man. "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven; behold, it shall come down upon Idumea." Now, who's Idumea? Who is that? First of all, let's look up the word Idumea. So, I'm in the Blue Letter Bible. I'm gonna go to right here, Isaiah 34:5. I'm gonna pull up the tools, and I'm gonna go to where it says Idumea. Hit the entry, H123. Oh, well, look, it says it already. Edom. Okay, and it says Edom, because that was like the Greek transliteration or something of the word Edom. And it says uh uh now they got it spelled here wrong. They got Adama. It's not Adama. It's Adawam. Adawam. It's two different words. Esau trying to be slick, man. And it says Edom, Adawam, which they got it right here. You see where it says Eedowm? That's the closer way. Okay, it's Adawam, which means red. See Genesis 25:25. Edom, the elder twin brother of Jacob. Hence the region Idumea occupied by him. Edom, Edomites, Idumea. Now that's in the passage here in Isaiah the 34th chapter and the 5th verse. Um, it's not talking about the ancient land of Idumea, which was south of Judah. Okay, it's talking about where they're dwelling at now. Okay, which is America. All right, because that's America is the great place of the future destruction. So it's talking about where they're at right now. And Edom, who is Edom? Right? Scripture say, give me a second. This is the book of Genesis, the 36th chapter and the 8th verse. It says, thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir, right? Because that's where he come from. And which, like I said, the land of Esau or Edom or Idumea is south of the land of Israel. All right. It says, thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. Right. Because when he was born, because of the way he looked, okay, he was transparent, and his blood showed forth through his skin. So he was red. So his name was changed to Edom, Adawam, which means red. Esau is in the Hebrew, excuse me, which is Ashashwa, which means wasted away is he, because he was wasted. He didn't have no pigment, man, in his skin. All right, he was born looking like a freak, an albino, so that you can understand. And then, the Lord changed his name to Edom, which means red. So let's go back to Isaiah, the 34th chapter. It says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. Right, Esau's heaven. See, heaven and hell are conditions played out on earth. Esau right now is in his heaven, and Jacob right now is in his hell. But the tides are going to turn, right? Trading places is going to happen, man. For Jacob, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, right? And it says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord hath a sacrifice in Basra. Basra was like the capital city of the land of Edom. And a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. Right, the land of Idumea now is talking about America, okay? And the unicorns shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, right? The Lord's going to avenge us upon Esau for what they have done, man. For what they have done to us. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. And what's going to cause this? The thermonuclear missiles. It shall not be quenched day nor night. The smoke thereof shall go up forever. Now it's not going to be on fire forever and ever. It's just for a very long time. And how do we know that? Because as we read it, it's going to tell you that these desert dwelling creatures are going to come over here and dwell here. It says, from generation to generation it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever. The Lord's going to leave it like as a memorial, man. It says, but the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it. The owl also and the raven shall dwell in it. And he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness. Right, the line of confusion, because if you were to come over here, you'll be like, well, where the hell? You won't be able to tell. The different there won't be no borders separating cities from city, right? New York used to be here, but where the hell is it now? LA used to be over there, but where the hell is it now? So you won't be able to tell the difference, because the Lord destroyed it. Verse 12, it says, they shall call the nobles thereof to the kingdom, but none shall be there, and all her princes shall be nothing. And the Lord's being sarcastic, because the nobles, well, first of all, the elites, the nobles, they're gonna be trying to escape before the missiles hit. You know, they're gonna try to catch those arcs into the space stations and stuff like that, so that they don't be destroyed, man. But those of them who are left here, they will be burned with that thermonuclear fire. Verse 13, it says, "And thorns shall come up in her plate in her palaces, nettles and brambles in the fortresses thereof, and it shall be an habitation of dragons and a court of for owls." Right, when it says dragons, is like, you know, Komodo dragons and uh, you know, uh, different 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 desert, you know, creatures, and a court for owls. The wild beasts of the desert shall also meet with the wild beasts of the island. Yeah, because the water that separated the America from the islands is gonna be sucked up, so it's gonna make it like one land. You know, it's gonna be sucked up because of the thermonuclear missiles. It's gonna create a vacuum effect. You know, it says, "The wild beasts of the desert shall also meet with the wild beasts of the island, and the satyr shall cry to his fellow. The screech owl uh, also shall rest there, and find for herself a place of rest. There shall the great owl make her nest, and lay, and hatch, and gather under her shadow. There shall the vultures also be gathered, every one with her mate." It says, "Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these things, sorry, no one of these shall fail." Meaning this prophecy, this is not gonna fail. It's gonna happen. The book of the Lord is the Bible. None shall want her mate. Right? You can't put this Bible together with the Quran. You can't put this Bible together with the um, any other book, the Egyptian Book of the Dead or whatever. The Bible stands alone. Doesn't need any other book. All right, because the Bible is the book, is a book of prophecy, man. You know, for, excuse me. It says, "For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them, and he hath cast the lot for them, and his hand hath divided it unto them by line." It's talking about the prophets. Okay, the Lord has given out his portions to the prophets. You know, from generation to generation. It says, "And he hath cast the lot for them, and his hand hath divided it unto them by line. They shall possess it forever." It says, "And he hath cast the lot for them, and his hand hath divided it unto them by line. They shall possess it forever. From generation to generation shall they dwell therein." Right, meaning dwell with the Lord, and possess uh, the spirit of prophecy. Okay, so with that, Akim. So with that, Akim, I hope you brothers were edified. I brought this out because it's like a new nuclear arms race happening. The Cold War situation between Russia and the U.S. And it's good to always know what the hell's going on with that situation, because the more that escalates, the closer we get to returning into our land. Once again, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you know when I put up a video. I hope this lesson was edifying. This is Elder Sakaran signing off. Shalom.